Firestorm on you.
Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome to 3 here, and we just had the split in the new line. New patches came out and this is what they've done. Now, everybody knows about the split. They've been talking about it for weeks, but there's a couple issues that, well, they really haven't talked about. Okay, now, again, before the split, you had the Minikaze, the Fubuki, Kigero. Okay, Kigero was tier 9, Fubuki was tier 8, Minikaze was tier 5, and the Hatsuharu was a tier 6. Alright, now, as you can see here, I have, because this is the line I went down, I chose to go down, I had tier 9 all the way down to tier 4. I got rid of these here because I just didn't like it. If this one was clearly overpowered, but they nerfed it into the dirt, but that's another time for another topic. Okay, so here's the issue I have. Now, they did give you the other ship when they moved it. Again, you already had these two ships here, even though it's technically a completely new ship, just with the same name. But they gave you a new ship and a new port to go along with it, which is fine. I understand that, and I appreciate that they've actually done that. The problem that you run into is this: the XP. So, Minikaze, which you've been playing all this time, they've put the XP onto the Minikaze, right? Okay. So, the problem is, you have now a crap captain. Yes, you have everything unlocked, but you don't have a captain that's worthy of using this ship right. Okay, let's go back to the text tree. So now you have the Misuki again. You have the Misuki here. Well, you have, in my case here, I have a great captain, but I have nothing unlocked. So basically, I have to replay this ship in its entirety in order for me to use it. Wait, what? So why would you give the XP, put it to one ship, but put the captain on the other ship? Makes no sense at all. So basically, you just nerfed your guys completely. What should have happened is that your commander or your captain should have been put into the reserve. That can be put into any ship that you wished. Because I'm not playing this ship. No way, no how. I'm going to wait to see if they, buff it and everything else like that, but it's crap. Okay, well, let's go back to the text tree. The Kigero, tier 8. Now, I love the Fubuki, and the reason why I love the Fubuki is because of this. The way his torpedoes were arranged, give you a small rotation, is you had 3 sets of torp. Now the way I played it, I would always fire set 1, set 2, whatever 2 sets it is, and I would keep 1 in reserve. So of course, if they change course or if they get too close to me for that, I can pop them with the last set. Okay, so that's what I'm used to in my tier 8. Now, whoops, because again I have to go to the tech tree now to do it. Tier 9, well, first off, it's been nerfed. Your torps now are 4 and 4, so you're already down 1 torpedo, number 1. Number 2, your reload on both of these are longer. Another nerf. Now, the thing they're going to say is, okay, well, but we gave you better guns. Well, no, because the configuration I had prior to this is I had 1, 2, the same 3, only thing I'd use the B hull so I can have the extra gun. So yes, you gave me 1 more gun. That really doesn't do much good. Oh, but wait a minute. that your rate of fire is better. That is true. But you cannot pin anything of the same tier or higher. Because normally you would use your HE. Well, your HE has been nerfed into the dirt. The chance of fire has been nerfed into the dirt. So I've played this this ship a few times today. And the only thing I can say, I did one time I did 180 damage. And the total, not, sorry, 180 shots. Sorry, my apologies. 180 shots. My total damage was only 64k in damage. So it equals about 200 or so per shot. Well, but you're supposed to be doing 1,800 or 2,000 per shell per damage. Yeah, but you're not pinning anything anymore. So the damage per minute that they supposedly buffed it to means absolute crap because you can't pin anything. Everything just bounces, or since it's not getting any pin to it for that, it shows that you actually hit the ship, but no damage. So basically you've put me in a ship that arguably has more HP, but it no longer has the torpedo range that it had before. No longer has my playstyle that I had before. So basically, you've just told me pretty much, if you don't like the new line, you have to start a new line. Even start a new thing. Go down on the American line, because basically that's what you've done. You've made a worse American line. So this captain here that's just awesome for me is worth absolutely nothing. Because again, concealment, alright, so you use your concealment to get close. But again, my style was to let off 2 sets, which would have been 6 torps, and I have 3 more ready for you when you change. Inevitably, you would change course, unless the battleship driver was a complete, So, the long and the short of it is, it's been nerfed. Now, I've seen other community contributors that are raving the praises of this ship and everything else like that. Or they would go into co-op battle to show that it can do this much damage to a ship. Yeah, if the ship is coming directly at you, you can fire right here and get a pin. But if it's a larger ship, you're not pinning it if it's coming directly at you. Or, okay, well, you're going to try to maneuver. Well, your gun rotation is so bad. 26 seconds to rotate your guns, that's just murder. So if you're taking down a guy this side here, and okay, I need to deal... No, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So strictly what has happened here is the line has been nerfed. I don't care if you say that, well, the rate of fire is better. Well, the rate of fire is better with no pin, makes no difference. Your torpedoes doesn't go far, again, because a lot of people had used the 15, and then they would use a skill that would not make it 15, lower it down, but make the torpedoes faster. Now you can't do that anymore. Now it's at 10 max. If you use a skill, it's down to 8. Well, that's not really a lot of range for you to do anything with. But use your guns. But this is not a gunboat. Now, a couple of things they have done excellent with is they have campaigns now, where you can win different items, which is great. As you can see, since I have premium, I actually have 3 tasks you can do. If you don't have premium, you can only do 2 tasks at a time. Okay. So, this is a great implementation. great thing to reward your players and everything else of that, but there's this one problem. On some of the tasks, you have to use a tier 10 to win a tier 6 ship. Well, I can understand if you're trying to win a tier 8 ship that you need a tier 10, that would make sense. A tier 10 to win a tier 6 ship? No, the max it should have been is a tier 8 to win a tier 6 ship. So it's a lot of little implementation things that they just pretty much bugged me about that they didn't do. Or they could have done better. Or, listen to the community when we were telling you that, okay, you should have been give us a way to move our captains. You should have, when you did a campaign, thought about, okay, well, not everybody's going to have a tier 10 to get a tier 6. That's just not really great. Okay, well, let's look the next thing up from the patch that's coming up. The ARP mission. Okay, well, as you plainly see here, let me close out of this. Back to my normal ships. Premium. Jump on. Okay. As you can see, I have all of the ARP ships. And some of these missions were freaking, a grind to do. So, why would you make it now that, okay, well, we can do the same grind that we just did for the Tycho, excuse me. Now people have the same month to do the same mission that we just did, but now you can get all of the ships. So becoming that one does not include it. All the ARP ships for the same grind that we did for the one ship. Wow. So you're screwing your players one way. Then the other part of it is this. A lot of these ships, oops, I've already played her for a while for that, only came with 6 skills. Or 0 skills. It depended on the mission. So they're doing the mission now for that, and they're getting 10 skills for all the people. So again, the people that have been loyal to you doing content, because yes, we're content. If we're in the game, we're in it with other people to play. We're content providers as well. You basically say F you to them by giving. So basically, they're working to get one ship, and you're giving all the rest of the ships away to them. Now that's great for the new people, but what about all the people that actually had to do it the hard way? So the new people get crew skills with tier level 10 and level 10 points. We don't. Only thing I can say to this is this patch and this thing here was basically a flim flam. If this premium account here was not tied into World of Tanks, because I do play World of Tanks too, I literally, since it's only 6 days, would have wrote them and said, no, thank you. You don't really care about your players. You just think whatever best for wargaming. So that way there, to convert our people over to the right thing, you have to use doubloons. Pay us the money, you can switch to everything you want, or you can upgrade the ship. Wargaming, that's a shitty way to treat your customers. And most of the time, I love World of Warships, but this patch here was very discouraging for me. Well, swap 1 to 3 here. I'm going to say warp out, have fun, and comment, like, subscribe below. See you in the next one.